And I'll be matching out the color of my whip, so be big backing out. Up on the time my money ain't really perpetual.
So it comes to as we close off 2019, and we see quite another year as it passes by. That made no sense. And next year will be 2020. So to end 2019, I was thinking I would rank my top 10 favorite albums that dropped in 2019. Just to start off the list, my first album at number 10 is So Much Fun by Young Thug. It has all kinds of crazy features. It's really good. There's features on there from J. Cole, Travis Scott, 21 Savage. That's a lot of people. And this is his top selling album that he's ever made by a lot. And he's really put in a lot of work and dedication to his new project. In my number 9 slot, we have Igor by Tyler the Creator. And there's just a lot of great tracks on there. There's like Earthquake and Puppet and Igor's theme, and a lot of great tracks that are really catchy and overall very enjoyable.
Then do the third line of this verse, then back to my house and we pack up our bikes and we rock through the parks with the sun. That's all I want.
In my number 8 slot, we have an album that probably a lot of people watching this haven't heard of, but one of my favorite rappers right now, his name is Quadeka. He's very good, and he's kind of considered a YouTube rapper, but he released an album this year called Voice Memos. It has a lot of really good songs that range from stuff that are more in depth or more like upbeat, trying to have fun, and then he's got other ones that are more emotional, and it's just a really good album that ties in all together and really tells a story of this boy himself who doesn't really have anything, and then he slowly gets more and progresses over time. And it's a really good album, and Quadeka is really overrated.
I like girls with pretty feet. Yeah.
And I'm flowing through the city. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My number 7 spot obviously goes to Earth Gang with Mirrorland, their new album. And it's just a great album. They got so many features like Young Thug and T-Pain, and they got some great songs on there like Proud of You, Tequila, Top Down, Lala Challenge. There's a lot of really good tracks on there, and I would definitely suggest it if you're a fan of Dreamville or more like kind of experimental, creative kind of rap. And then my number 6 spot would have to be The Search by NF. Really great album. Goes into so much detail about his life, about everything he does. Everybody calls him like the next Eminem or whatever, but that's not really who he is. He's his own person. He's his own thing that goes through all these emotions and creativity and can put them down into a song. And he does such a good job at storytelling while also keeping it together. And he's also a way too underrated rapper that goes throughout this time. Now we get into the top 5s, it becomes a little bit trickier. At my number 5 slot would be Zoo by Denzel Curry. It's just a great album altogether. I really liked Taboo in 2018, that was a fantastic album. Some specific songs I really like off the album are Automatic, Ricky, Speedboat. It's just like, it's a very good album altogether if you really want some more of that Florida, Miami type kind of grit, that kind of trap. Denzel Curry, whenever he was on his Medium, still in Raider Clan, he was very big supporters of X and Ski Mask, and he produced a lot with Ronnie J, and so he has got that grit, that grime to all of his beats and his music, and it sounds really good in that kind of artistic ability with that. My number 4 slot, I already know this decision is really controversial. My number 4 slot would have to go to Hotel Diablo by Machine Gun Kelly, and I know people are not going to be happy with that because that's not a very popular album. Not a lot of people listen to it. I don't think people gave it the chance it deserved. But I think it was very good. Easily Machine Gun Kelly's best album ever. People say that his career got ended when Eminem put out the Kill Shot diss track and whatnot. But if anything, it just made his career stronger and got him out to even wider fan base and audience. And so the album, it just goes into a lot of detail about his life, and like he's very creative with everything that he goes for on it. But number 3 slot would have to go to Post Malone's Hollywood Bleeding. It's got amazing tracks from DaBaby, Ozzy Osbourne. That one with Ozzy Osbourne is insane. Like easily one of the best Post Malone songs of all time. Ozzy Osbourne, Travis Scott, and Post They killed it. It was crazy. Like, you would never think a combination like that would happen. They got the Young Thug feature. He really just pulls it all together. And Post Malone has cracked the secret to making a song sound like a hit. Somehow he makes every song sound like a hit. He's got the formula. My number 2 spot would go to YBN Cordae's The Lost Boy, which, oh my gosh, as a debut album, it's his debut album too. It's his first album he's ever put out. It's incredible. It's so lyrical, and it goes through all of his different things. There's emotional songs, there's upbeat songs, and his rhyme schemes that he just flows like, it's so good. And I remember listening to it at first, I gave it about an 8 out of 10, but now listening back, I would easily give it like a 9.5-ish, like 9, on the higher side of the scale, just because of how complicated his words really are if you really listen into it. And it's just a great album, especially as his first. You can tell he's gonna grow to be something so much greater.
At the lowest luck, used to ride a bike up to the store. I need a Rover truck, a Bentley coupe. Yeah, I'm wearing Prada, I like Fendi too.
And then my number 1 spot, without a doubt, this was the best album of 2019. Such depth, such creativity went into it. My number 1 spot would very obviously be Harvard Dropout. Revenge of the Dreamers. It's incredible. J. Cole, the whole Dreamville gang, J. Cole, Earth Gang, JID, Omen, Luke, Kaz, Ari, they all really just bring the energy of being in like a rap group, a record label like that, where they could go through all their stuff and really just, they all stand out in their own ways, and it's all really good. The features are amazing, from DaBaby to Ski Mask to Slump God. They got Smoke Perp on a song, which is something I would never have thought to see. Like, it's such a well-crafted album, altogether rounded out. There's not too much of anybody, and if you really watch the documentary of how they made it, you can see there's like, it's a really good album, and it's easily the best album of 2019. It would probably go in my top 10 of the best albums in the past 10 years.
My God, we got to rock the Wells Fargo, 'cause some bros we gonna get a whole carload.
I just really like how they have songs on there that you don't necessarily have to be a big fan of rap or the culture to appreciate and bump out to. And they also have songs on there that are people who like to get the more lyrical side of stuff and really break it in and just really experience the project as a whole. On to my honorable mentions, I would definitely give Night of the Wolf by Danny Wolf. He's a producer, he got a bunch of great artists on there. Another one would be Perfect 10 by Mustard. He got a bunch of artists on there because he's another producer. And both of these projects really just show that you don't have to be a rapper to have a great rap album. And they do excellent in the fields that they exceed at. Another honorable mention would be Jesus is King. You know, it's a good album. The Kanye album that dropped for 2019 after something like Yandi didn't deliver. And you know, we did with what we got. There's some good tracks on there, and I liked it for what he was going for. And then my other 2 would be Crash Talk by Schoolboy Q. Great album that he's got Travis Scott and 21 Savage, and it's a good album. And my last one would be Baby on Baby by DaBaby, obviously. It's good for what you're trying to go for that banger music, for you're just trying to have a good time. But your banger music, you also want that kind of funk, that kind of style to it, which is why DaBaby really delivers on something like Baby on Baby. Except Kirk didn't really hold up that much to me, unpopular opinion. And so yeah, those were my top 10 best albums of 2019 and my 5 honorable mentions in no particular order. If you like some kind of video like this, you can comment and like it, and I might do more videos like this. And so yeah, obviously Lil Pump had the best album of 2019. Don't at me.
Things holding them on.
Hold up, go to the other one. Yeah. I thought you didn't for a second. I'm like, oh god.
You're taking videos of us?
No.
Yo! Balance is golden. This thing is light.
Like,
Yeah, Owen also told me that this thing was alive once.
yeah, no, that's his pet goldfish.
Goldfish.